It was a cold, dark day in November, leaves falling as time approached December. Legends spoke of a ledge at Willow Lane, a challenge that had put many in pain. Simple in concept but hard to complete. Jump off the ledge, but not with your feet. To the one who rides their bike and succeeds, a Wawa hoagie is the prize that feeds. Four men heard of this legendary tale. This confident crew could surely not fail. Kyle, Nick, Danny, and Matt were their names. They all relished the challenge of these games. When it came to grass, no one was wiser. An expert tamer, but quite the miser. The mower was tall and quite thin in frame, a man with no frills, no wishes for fame. He had a passion for things to be neat. If it's not perfect, it isn't complete. Sometimes a bit too overcritical, maybe even a little cynical. He never dressed in a fancy manner. With his clothes, he was never a planner. A t-shirt or hoodie would be up top, and the blue of his jeans would always pop. He was always honest and kept his word, and he was actually quite a nerd. The cashier went with the crew for the prize. It did not seem that challenging in his eyes. His hair is dark brown and his eyes are blue. All he wears is jeans and a hoodie too. He works at giant food stores for part-time, doesn't like it, but it's worth every dime. He's very quiet, but deep down he knows the challenge will be conquered if he goes. He is aware that the challenge ahead has had many people fall on their head. When hungry, he'll do anything for food. When he's starving, he's not in the best mood. He always thinks a little before he acts. This flaw may leave some dramatic impacts. There was an outdoorsman, he knew the land. He preferred the woods over the white sand. A calm hunter that strives to be grateful, hunts what he needs, but many are hateful. Fishing is his passion, always has been. When he catches a fish, he always grins. Being outdoors is the code he lives by. He may seem normal, but he's very shy. A carpenter is the career he chose. It is a strenuous job, but he knows. Overthinking is present in his face. When it comes to stressing out, he's an ace. You can usually find him dressed the same. Blue jeans, boots, and a t-shirt is his fame. He's very gentle regardless of height. As long as you're nice, he won't ever bite. The next one was the youngest of them all. He was very quiet and not too tall. He rarely spoke out. He knew to behave. Although they couldn't tell, he was quite brave. He was in normal clothes for the season. It seemed he was here for the right reason. He didn't say much and no one knew the cause, and of course, the cartsman had a few flaws. He was too eager, which got in the way, and sometimes left him with a price to pay. With his work he wasn't always driven, but the work gets done, so it's forgiven. He was the only one to try the ledge. His prior attempts gave him a slight edge. The crew came up with a game of their own, to tell tales about them and them alone. They would each take a turn and tell their tale. Only one could win, the others would fail. It had to be fun and about themselves, no fake stories about magic or elves. Whoever won the game would ride off first. The victor would have to be quite well versed. Only the winner would ride the small bike. The losers would just be joining the hike. They'd judge each other, youngest to begin. To the three who lost, losing was a sin. The cartsman was first to tell his story. It was about his attempt at glory.
It was about 2 years ago today that I rode that bike off into the fray. It started as a dare amongst the crew, right off the ledge, that's all you have to do. A Wawa hoagie was the prize at stake. This was a challenge I had to take. It was a day just like any other, but with my face the pavement soon smothered. We started our walk at the break of dawn. To conserve our time, we cut through each lawn. Oddly enough, we didn't get yelled at, although there was that huge man with the bat. By the time we arrived, it was quite dark. There that evil ledge sat next to the park. The first thing I noticed was the sheer size. The ledge I then knew would be my demise. I knew I was not ready for this task. I wanted out, but it's too late to ask. Finally, I prepared to make my leap. My body would soon become a huge heap. The bike was inept for a jump like this. The brakes were always locked. The wheels would hiss. I fell that day and really hurt myself. After that fall, I was put on the shelf. My biggest flaw was that I could not wait. I was too hasty and took the bait. Good things come to those who wait, my friends, so now it's time to tie up some loose ends.
Wait!